If you want to score above band 7 in speaking module, you must be ready with a pre-planned story, right? But usually I have seen the people, they prepare the different story for all the cue cards. It means every single cue card will be having a different story plot. And that's what they make the biggest mistake. And the good news is that you don't have to prepare the different stories for all these cue cards. Only one single story plot will help you out. And this video will help you out to cover all those 84 cue cards with a single story plot. But before I start, make sure that you subscribe my channel and hit that bell icon so that whenever I upload any video, you get notified of it. Some cue cards are based upon people, like talk about a person you met at a party, talk about an actor or actress, talk about a person, successful businessman, talk about your neighbor. It means these type of cue cards which are based upon people. Second type is place. Talk about a bad place, talk about a place where you saw a lot of pollution. It means you know that, right? Objects, talk about a gift you gave to somebody, talk about something you shared with somebody and all that stuff. So basically these are of 7 types: people, place, objects, activity, event, time, and some random cue cards. Okay, so now let's get started and plan these cue cards with a single story plot. First of all, in every cue card, you will have make sure that you just prepare a single introduction pattern for all your cue cards. And today I'm going to share that pattern for the introduction. You can just start. See what is visible on the screen. Being a dash, I have come across multiple dash so far in my life, but only a few dash, right? Out of them, I want to shed light upon. Now let's introduce this topic. Describe a new store or shop that has recently opened in your town or city. So being a shopaholic person, I have come across multiple shopping outlets so far in my life, but only a few of them have been recently opened. And out of them, I want to shed light upon is Dash store, which is situated at Dash. And that's it. This is how you're going to introduce. And trust me, all 84 cue cards can be introduced this way. So learn it fast, right? Now let's try this one. Being a traveling lover, I have come across multiple places so far in my life, but only a few of them are still in my bucket list. And out of them, I want to shed light upon is you can just name the place and tell the location, and that's it. Now practice this template out in 84 different contexts, right? It means try to introduce all these 84 cue cards by using this single template. And if you face any problem, you can comment me down, alright? After the introduction comes the first phase of the story. It means there you tell the base of the story. And usually we cover the bullet points when, where, and with whom, etc. Like where you went, with whom you went, when you went, and all that thing. But here, my darlings, you will have to customize a story depending upon the cue card. For example, I have to tell the base of this one story, like describe a speech you gave, right? Bullet points are when and to whom you gave it to you, what was it about. So there you will be customizing a story. You will come up with a natural story. For example, you can just say that when I was pursuing my senior secondary education, I took part in a speech competition. Now see this cue card. What are the bullet points which are to be covered in the base story or foundational story, right? When you read it for the very first time, how often you read it, and what it is all about. So you can just say that when I threw a party, birthday party, right, I received so many gifts, and there this book was gifted you by your bosom friend, right? And that was the very first time you read it, and it is about Bhagavad Gita. Whatever book you want to name it as, you can just name it. And after that, you say that whenever you get a chance, you read this book. So this is how we create the base of the story, by covering 3 or 4 bullet points, right? Do practice it. Now comes the second phase of the story. After the base comes the second phase, right? There you have to explain the features of either that person or activity or place or object or whatever random cue card, like an area of science you are interested in. So basically you are going to tell the features, the characteristics of the people or attributes of that particular place. So I will suggest you to come up with at least 3 features, whatever cue card you are getting in whatever context, and after that you're going to just use that or fit that in particular template that is visible on the screen. How you're gonna do it? Let's see. Now see this cue card. Here you will have to tell the special features of a place in your country. For example, I selected Shimla. So in Shimla, what you can see? Mountains, valleys and rivers, right? And that's it. So how I will feature or summarize that information? I will tell to the examiner that if I talk about the special features of this place, all I can say that it is such a scenic place which not only has the magnificent snow-capped mountains but also the mystic valleys. Icing on cake is that it has become a tourist hotspot and we can just imbibe the cultural variety. And this is how you are going to tell the features or introduce the features to the examiners. I hope you understood, right? And in this cue card, examiner is asking what it is about. When he's asking you this bullet point, so it means he is seeking the features of that book, right? So if I selected Gita, what are its features, right? It is a Hindu scripture, holy scripture, right? Which tells us the mythology of Mahabharata. Secondly, Lord Krishna gave so many life lessons to Arjuna. And thirdly, you can talk about, the language, whether it's original language which is Sanskrit or any other language in which it has been translated. And that's what these are the 3 features. Now I'm going to summarize that according to that template, right? So if I talk about the features of Gita, all I can say is that it is a holy Hindu scripture which not only provides valuable life lessons like resilience, perseverance, time management and leadership, but also tells some sort of Hindu mythology about Mahabharata. And icing on cake is that the language of this book is so lucid and informative that when one can get a chance to enrich the vocabulary and language proficiency along with improving the concentration or focusing power. And that's it. This is how I have summarized. But there are so many things, choose rather a simple book instead of this Gita and all because it tells you about so many dharma, karma, actions, right? All these things. So you can just select anything, any book, like I have told you in my previous videos, like you can talk about any famous person book, any biography. So I hope you understood how you're going to summarize. This was just an example I gave. Okay. And here comes the last part of the story. That is entirely optional. If you want to add 2-3 more features of place, people, or anything, you can just add. Right. And after telling those 2 or 3 more details, you are going to just, or you like to conclude it. So that's what I have written in the conclusion. So at last, I would like to conclude it by saying that I am so much obsessed with this book, this person, this people, this activity that whenever I get a chance to read it, to meet it, to visit whatever topic it is, I never miss the boat. It means you never leave the chance. That means you never leave the chance. And this is the particular simplified template that can be used